Would you mind taking the vocals? I have a terrible singing voice.
Oh, come on.
Michelle turned to Nikki.
I'm sure it's not all that bad.
However, Nikki was able to prove her wrong as he tried singing along to Sweet Home, Alabama. As the song ended, Michelle agreed to sing vocals with the rest of the songs. She was enjoying herself very much, especially since she had not believed hell could be that much fun.
You have a beautiful voice, Michelle. It is as if it were designed by the angels.
Michelle blushed.
Thank you, Adrian. Is that all?
Actually, no.
He smiled his captivating grin, which set Michelle's heart aflame.
Well, I was wondering if you might be willing to join me in the bedchambers for a while. You see, I don't have that much company anymore, and I could really use a companion for a short time. You're here.
Michelle glanced over at Nikki.
Nikki, I'm going to spend time with your brother, okay?
Be careful, Michelle. He can be tricky.
Nikki, do you shut up? You hurt my ears.
Adrian smiled as he offered Michelle an arm.
Shall we, my dear?
Oh, we shall.
Fangirl, what are you doing?
I'll be right back.
Did you just did it?
Yeah, it was so hot.
I'm sorry I asked. And seriously, would you put on some real clothes already?
Oh, sorry. This had to be the best part of the whole fanfiction. This one flashback. Nikki's still the naive little brother who's constantly protecting those he loves and cherishes. Adrian's still high and mighty, who has his seductive charm, and then we're followed by the only interesting sex scene in this whole story. But then is interrupted by real time. That's right, there are more sex scenes, but not as interesting and really cheesy. And unfortunately, those go on for a while. So, Michelle goes back to heaven and gives Melody a letter that Adrian wrote to her, which is completely boring, so I skipped over it. We also find out that Melody also doesn't want to be married to Adrian after the whole incident at the end of the movie, but Michelle reassures her that everything will be A-okay. Gee, some girlfriend you are, Michelle. Anyway, Michelle goes to Earth to tell Nikki the arrangements.
Returning to Earth after 2 years of playing messenger between heaven and hell was the best experience Michelle needed right then. She had come to speak with Nikki and Valerie, arranging a place for her, Satan, and Adrian to stay this coming Friday before Holly would come and transport them to heaven. Satan and Crystal had arranged for Adrian to spend an entire weekend with his fiancée's family, which meant Michelle was stuck with him and Melody for 2 days and had to hope Adrian did not catch her speaking with anyone.
No. That can't happen. In the actual movie, when Adrian and Cassidy see the portal to Earth, Satan says to Nikki if anyone crosses the portal, Satan will slowly melt. So the whole family is going to Earth. Won't that make things worse? Learn about the rules of the fandom, author. So Michelle tells Nikki about the marriage arrangements, and then we have some flashback of something really stupid. Michelle leaves on her motorcycle, thinking about the time she lost her virginity to Adrian, and then this happens.
And that was when everything had begun to go wrong, Michelle thought to herself. She looked up to see a man standing in the road in front of her. Unable to stop, she swerved dangerously to the right, tipping the motorcycle. She flew off as the motorcycle fell on its side and skidded down the road.
If it wasn't for this punishment I'm already enduring from hell, I'd kick that guy's ass from hell and back.
Michelle thought to herself as she stood up and dusted off her pants.
Oh, such foul language for such a pretty mouth. And here I thought you couldn't speak.
Michelle froze in her tracks.
How did he hear my thoughts? I've never had anything happen like this before in my life, unless...
Michelle stopped that thought before Adrian heard that one, too. She looked up at the man she once loved.
Hey, author! In the fandom, devils can read minds and even take over them if they please. That's why in the beginning of the film, Cassius enters Nikki's mind to play mind wrestling. Anyone who's seen the movie knows this.
But I thought Michelle was immortal.
Who are you again?
I'm the nostalgia kid. Remember from your Pitch Perfect review? I sang Sail.
Nope, sorry. Doesn't ring a bell. Anyway, if Michelle was immortal, how can Adrian read her thoughts? How can she read his? My head!
Well, it is said by the hand of Lucifer that it gave her that ability.
Hey kid, don't you have anything else you should be reviewing?
But I want to be in this review too.
Get out, or you'll end up like this author.
I'll be quiet.
But Chapter 2 ends with the couple getting on a motorcycle and driving back to hell. Chapter 3 continues where Chapter 2 left off. Adrian tries to get some answers about the wedding at Michelle, but she says that she and Satan tried. There is a long moment of silence, and Adrian just stares at her for a good long 4 paragraphs.
You know, you could have at least tried to have a decent conversation with me, Michelle.
Adrian told her, looking back for any sign of her behind him.
You should have this wedding on your mind, Adrian, not me.
Adrian stopped, and when he felt Michelle bump into him from his sudden and unexpected stop, he whirled around and grasped her shoulders.
Why are they doing this to us? Couldn't a marriage between the two of us be enough? At least that way we would all be happy.
I wish I can tell you, Adrian.
Michelle was caught off guard with this little trick.
However, even if I could speak to you, I was sworn to secrecy about all of this. I cannot break this vow, no matter what.
But why?
Adrian pressed her against the wall.
Why aren't you allowed to tell me anything? What could the punishment possibly be that could keep you from telling me everything?
Michelle swallowed hard, deciding to tell him at least that part.
If I tell you everything you want to know, or should I be able to talk again, if I can talk at all, I'll be punished with slavery and eventually eternal damnation on my soul. I'll be tortured down here, and you and I will never be together.
Michelle glanced down at the floor, not sure of what to expect from him. Adrian swallowed. Michelle blushed, and, even though he couldn't see it, she knew Adrian knew.
I guess 2 years of living without you just made me care even more.
Michelle blushed, and, even though he couldn't see it, she knew Adrian knew.
I guess 2 years of living without you just made me care even more.
You can't say the word love anymore.
I don't know, Adrian.
You don't know. Let's see then. If you still fell in love.
With that being said, Adrian leaned down and pressed his lips onto hers.
Oh my god, hot!
What? You actually like this piece of crap?
I don't, but this has to be another well-written scene in the story. Even if Adrian has no love interest in the actual film, I could still see him doing this if he had one. That being said, I find this scene very hot. But then Michelle breaks the kiss by saying he has to marry Melody instead. You idiot, Michelle! He was in the palm of your hand! Screw your best friend! This is Adrian we're dealing with!
But I thought you loved Adrian!
Well, sometimes even in bad fanfiction, I pretend that I am the OC.
Gosh.
So then we're back into stupid territory. Adrian and Michelle return to hell, and Satan decides to go visit his youngest son, and then Holly, Michelle's mother. She will take them to heaven, so there aren't any round trips to heaven, I guess?
Only took a few minutes to reach Nikki's apartment. Satan produced the correct amount of cash for the driver, and the three of them were up the walkway sooner than Adrian would have liked. He found himself feeling rather awkward, shivering behind his father as Satan knocked. He looked over at Michelle, who refused to look at him.
Michelle, why are you being punished?
Michelle blinked, then swallowed as she resisted the urge to look up at Adrian. The less Satan knew about her new gift, the better. She knew she couldn't stay quiet for very long before Adrian tried again, so she made a quick reply.
I'm not allowed to tell you, Adrian. It's against the oath I swore.
Damn it, Michelle! I don't care about the oath! I need to know exactly what you did that would cause you to be punished so severely!
Even though Michelle was still looking down at the floor, she could feel Adrian's angry stare.
I can't tell you, Adrian, and nothing you say is going to force it out of me.
Michelle was grateful when Valerie opened the door, holding young baby Zachariah on her hip.
My dear God, you spawn!
Well, you have a horrible haul.